Do you want to go broke in retirement? Well, if so, according to a new Morningstar report, if you retire at 65, that could be a likely scenario for you. Of course, this new report is causing some anxiety amongst a lot of retirees. Therefore, today we're going to break down what's really going on and, more importantly, how you can avoid becoming a cautionary tale in our financial freedom video. So definitely stay locked in. Hi, my name is Carson Graves, certified financial planner and president and CEO of the Retirement Education Center.
And my name is Andrea Graves, Director of Operations at the Retirement Education Center. For additional concepts on how to maximize your retirement, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload new videos. We want to welcome you back to our channel. Well, Carson, according to the 2024 Morningstar Retirement Outcomes Report that you previously mentioned, nearly 45% of Americans will face a retirement shortfall if they retire at age 65.
Yeah, Andrea, and unfortunately, that number actually increases to 54% for someone who may retire at age 62. But here's some enlightening news for those who may want to work a little longer. The number drops to 28% for those who retire at age 70. So just by adding a few more working years, you increase your chances of retirement solvency tremendously. So this report, although it's very alarming, it should give a lot of people some insight into what they really should be doing and how they should be preparing for their retirement situation, Andrew.
Well, Carson, if the age 65 was once the gold standard for retirement, why does it look like more people are in a financial trap today?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's one that should be really talked about a lot more, Andrea. Well, the transition for how you retire really started around the 1980s, which, more people actually retired with a pension, Andrea. And during that time, life expectancy was a lot lower as well. But as you fast forward to today, only 14% of Fortune 500 companies actually offer a pension. And people are literally living 20 to 30 years post retirement. And of course, when you add in that the stock market is more volatile now, and the idea that AI is going to be interrupting a lot of people's job security, the old model of how people retire just doesn't work anymore. So today we're going to be breaking down the changes that the Morningstar report recommends, and we're going to be adding our own input around these ideals as well. And we want to make sure that you stick around to the moral of this video, because I'm going to be sharing with you some insight on how all of this information could impact you. But before we get into that, there are always two rules to retirement income that we like to give you. And Andrew, what are those two rules?
Well, rule number 1 is to never run out of money, and rule number 2 is to never forget rule number 1.
So let's go ahead and jump into our lesson today and provide some insight to you and help you understand how you might avoid having a shortfall, no matter if you decide to retire at age 62, age 65, or age 70. So now let's talk about why retiring at age 65 could leave you broke. What many people don't realize is that retiring at age 65 now could be a trap. Why? Because longevity is one of the main reasons. The average life expectancy now approaches age 84 for a woman and age 81 for men. You also don't really understand the full effect of inflation. Inflation is known as a silent tax on your lifestyle. So when you're looking at taxes on goods and services, regulatory fees and surcharges, adjustments to your tax threshold, all of these things could be critical when it comes to you having retirement solvency if you actually end up retiring too early. The other major factor that you have to consider if you're retiring early and making sure that you can maintain a certain quality of lifestyle is healthcare costs. You have to think about the out-of-pocket costs that just unfortunately continues to rise in this area. According to Fidelity, from 2002 to 2024, healthcare costs actually increased for retirees by 106%. That is pretty staggering. And so simply put, we're living longer, but we're not necessarily saving more. And of course, when you pair that with the rising cost of healthcare and inflation, you have a retirement problem that really demands smarter planning. Another major issue that I must point out that when it comes to retiring early or at age 65 or really any age is the disparity in retirement planning. Now, according to Morningstar, there's another alarming trend that needs to be pointed out. It basically stated that retirement readiness isn't equal across the board. Unfortunately, 61% of Hispanic Americans and 59% of non Hispanic Black Americans are projected to run short on funds when it comes to retiring. Now, that's compared to 40% of non Hispanic white Americans. And when you notice statistics like this, it really highlights the need for inclusive financial education across the board and access to better tools and advice in underserved communities. Because when people are actually exposed to financial literacy, it's going to drive retirement readiness as well. Studies have shown that individuals with higher financial literacy are much more likely to engage in proactive retirement planning behaviors, like contributing to their retirement plans on a regular basis, opening up other retirement accounts like IRAs and Roth IRAs, and also seeking prudent financial advice when needed. So, when individuals do have this type of knowledge available to them, it typically is going to empower those individuals to make better informed decisions and, of course, overall enhancing their financial well being in retirement. So, what are some mitigating strategies that can keep you from going broke in retirement? Well, one of the strategies that I would certainly recommend that you consider is delaying your Social Security and retirement age. Each year that you delay your Social Security benefits past your full retirement age will add 8% per year to your benefit. So, delaying your Social Security benefits to age 70 could significantly boost your lifetime income. The second strategy that you're going to want to consider to use in order to make sure you don't go broke in retirement is to look at what we label in the retirement world as a three bucket system. The first thing is that you're going to want to highlight and identify what is your essential income. Now, your essential income are going to be things that we're going to point out that's going to cover your basic needs with guaranteed income sources, like with Social Security, annuities, or a pension. We want to make sure that we have these things in place first because we know this is income, supposedly, hopefully, that will never run out as long as you're alive and will be able to cover the things that you need most. The second thing that we're going to look at is your discretionary needs. And that's where we're going to look into your three bucket system and point out your portfolio income to cover these things here. Because your portfolio income can grow in certain years to be able to support a certain lifestyle that you want, like traveling or hobbies that you like to do. And in years where the marketplace may be down, we may consider backing away from using portfolio income during those times because the market has not been favorable. And therefore, those things that are discretionary may need to take a back seat in bad years. The last thing in your bucket system that we will look at is what are you going to leave behind for legacy or maybe flexible income for reserves. So we're going to want to keep some reserves in this particular area of your bucket system for things like long-term care, or maybe you've been so blessed that you can actually do some gifting to a charity, or maybe you want to give to a college or university that you attended, or you can also use this bucket for a market buffer. So that means that if the market is down and you are having to take money out of that account, like for instance, required minimum distributions, perhaps you can have this particular bucket set aside to say, you know what, this is a reserve bucket. This is my safety net. And if I do still want to continue to travel or do things that I like to do, and the portfolio income did not suffice for that year, this is a bucket that you may tend to dip into in order to stabilize your income needs. Third strategy that you may want to consider is to max out your Roth conversions before your required minimum distribution age. If you retire early, your pre-RMD years are a perfect time for you to consider Roth conversions. And of course, in this area, you're going to need to speak with a certified financial planner to help you understand what's going to be the best strategy for you here. The reason why you want to consider doing Roth conversions when you retire is because you're going to be in a lower income tax bracket at that time. So you'll end up paying less taxes on that Roth conversion, and you'll save more in taxes later because as that money grows tax-free, you'll be able to take those distributions out if needed tax-free as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at a practical example of how this may break down if you're a retiree. So let's go ahead and meet Linda. She's age 62. Her employment status right now is that she's recently retired, and she has a traditional IRA balance of $500,000. Now, her annual living expenses are going to be covered by her savings. And of course, she also has set up a modest pension or annuity for some additional guaranteed income as well. Now, her plans to start Social Security is going to be at age 67. Now, why is she able to delay her Social Security benefits to her full retirement age? Because she's already established some retirement savings that's going to allow her to bridge that gap before she starts taking her Social Security benefits. She's done some smart planning. So one of Linda's concerns is that once she begins her Social Security benefits and reaches her required minimum distribution age, her taxable income will definitely increase. And that will, of course, push her possibly into a much higher tax bracket. Now, to help mitigate this concern, we can have Linda convert $50,000 a year from her traditional IRA to a Roth IRA, perhaps between the ages of 62 to 66 before she starts her Social Security benefits. So how would this strategy actually benefit Linda? Well, one, she now has some tax efficiency options because converting during the years with lower income, Linda paid taxes on the converted amount at a much lower rate than she would have in the future. The second thing is that because she's converted a significant amount of her IRA, her future RMDs are going to be lower because that traditional IRA balance is going to be smaller as well when she gets ready to start it at age 73 or age 75, depending on when she was born. Another welcome benefit of doing this is that Linda is now going to be able to experience tax-free growth because she has those funds in a Roth IRA, which can now, of course, grow tax-free, and any qualified withdrawals from that IRA is also going to be tax-free as well. So this is going to provide her with flexibility in managing her taxable income during retirement also. And last but certainly not least, the estate planning aspect of this cannot be ignored as well. Because those funds are now sitting in a Roth IRA, they are not going to be subject to RMDs like we mentioned during that owner's lifetime, but it's also going to allow Linda to leave this account intact for her beneficiaries who can also benefit from continued tax-free growth when these funds are actually inherited by them. Then they still will have to take these dollars out by the end of the 10th year that they inherit those funds, but they will all come out tax-free. So they can literally leave that account at bay, allowing it to continue to grow without interrupting it, because when they do finally take those funds out, it's all going to come to the estate tax-free.
All right, Carson, so what's the moral of this video?
Well, the moral of this video, Andrew, is that retiring at 65 or even sooner can definitely be possible, but absolutely not without a smarter and more flexible retirement plan. The traditional strategies that may have worked 20 or 30 years ago absolutely may not be a good fit for the strategies that are needed today, because more people are going to need more of a dynamic approach, like using guardrails and maybe implementing annuities, as the Morningstar report indicated. And we would like to hear from you in the comments section. Let us know what age you're planning to retire, and what are some of your biggest concerns about retiring at that particular age. And as always, be sure to speak to a certified financial planner in your area when it comes to these types of decisions.
After this video, please check out our other videos that will give you tips on how to maximize your retirement. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share it with a friend. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you have questions,
we have answers. Please note that these videos are created for educational purposes only, and that you should always seek out your own financial advisor, your own tax advisor, and your own attorney regarding your personal situation. Also, if you are looking for an independent fiduciary advisor to help you with these types of complex financial matters, we highly recommend that you utilize the links in our description below and go ahead and schedule a 1-hour free consultation with us today.